As the great independent director Mr. Werner Herzog once said, I despise formal restaurants. I find all of that formality to be very base and vile. I would much rather eat potato chips on the sidewalk.
Hello and welcome to Potato Chips on the Sidewalk. I'm Barbecue Benjamin, and joining me today is...
Pick and Twisties.
That is correct. We're going to be doing an unexpected thing on this podcast. We're going to be talking about a few episodes of a HBO show, which we haven't done recently. Ha ha ha. Is everything we're talking about recently Warner Brothers?
Yeah. The Last of Us, Evil Dead Rise, Succession.
Now Barry. Bill Hader's Barry. Back for season 4, the final season. Just like Succession, and both finales are going to be airing on the same day of both series.
That's going to be too much.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be too much for me.
Feel like there's no point in going on after.
Well, no, I'm not sure about that personally, but I think more for me, it's just I'll have time. I need time to digest.
Yeah, but
those are two shows I've loved over the years, so it's kind of
end of an era, fully
legit.
Yeah,
legit end of an era.
Anyway, Barry is back for season 4. First 2 episodes have been released. I think called Yikes and The Bestest Place in the World or something like that.
Yes.
Jacob, first 2 episodes
Yep.
of Barry season 4. What did you think?
I was a big fan.
Big fan.
A big fan of Barry's season 4 episodes 1 and 2.
Don't blow me over. Come on, tell me what's going on.
Yeah, well, look, I think many have noted, some mostly positively, some negatively, that over the 3 and now 4th season of Barry, there's been a bit of a tonal change almost. It went from a very slick sort of black dark comedy to something that's a little more, I guess, sort of art housey, but also a bit less comedic. But I don't necessarily agree that this is still a comedy when the jokes here are still plenty.
It's way drier than it used to be, but it was always dry.
Exactly. And now it's kind of the shit's got reels thing. So I guess, I don't know why you're listening to this if you haven't watched any of the first 3 seasons of Barry.
Spoilers.
Let alone, yeah, exactly, spoilers. Let alone this episode, but these 2 episodes, but yeah, full spoilers ahead. This kind of deals with the fallout of all of Barry's actions, but in the previous 3 seasons, but mainly him going to jail and what that means for everyone, and what that means for Gene Kuzno, what that means for Sally, what that means for Fugues, NoHo Hank. Well, how does NoHo Hank to deal with this? And yeah, I like that it's a show that, Gene Kuzno hasn't done anything wrong in the scope of this show, probably until this episode, these 2 episodes, but is very much in character for him.
Well, it's he's always been a narcissist, but this is the first time he's let that affect his morals. I guess he's let his narcissism come through with a perceived victory, even though a lot of people got hurt for him to feel this way.
Yeah. It's a really interesting way to take this character, and one that also kind of felt inevitable almost. So pretty much for context, he is sort of beginning to exploit the story of the death of his girlfriend and who Barry killed, and sort of is making it his own star moment.
Yeah.
But also interestingly, does a one man tells a journalist all that is to tell, despite telling his deceased partner's father that they shouldn't do any journalistic things. He gives him a one man show telling him all that happened, but the issue is he's the hero in every way. And because that's the thing, like Gene Trusano was the victim in every way, but he also, what do I say? It's like he sort of has this pathological need to make himself seem like the bigger man, even though I feel like people wouldn't hold it against him that she was essentially being kidnapped and held ransom by Barry. Yeah. But it's a great, dark and a little cynical way to sort of bring this character into season 4.
Okay.
Yep.
So I wasn't a huge fan of the first
Well, you
two
weren't.
episodes. And it's mainly because there's 6 more episodes to go, and I just don't know if I feel like that's enough. And I'm sure in the coming weeks it's going to change my mind. But from just, I even think, like, thinking back for the last, like, all 3 of the seasons, I feel like the opening 2 episodes of each of the seasons kind of gave me a little bit more to latch onto. In terms of, like, the filmmaking, Bill Hader has kind of, unlike any TV show I can think of recently, has created such like a language for this show as like a singular director. I know like Hiro Murai and a few other people have directed episodes in the past, but like since Bill Hader has taken over like sole directorial duties for this season, and he did like the majority of season 3, there's just such like continuous language that I'm so impressed by on a TV series level. Like, it's such like a long form thing. I can't think of something that can like play like that blaring horn in the beach from season 3 plays in the first episode. And I can't think of another show that could just play a sound like that and have you think exactly you know what's going through Barry's head in that moment. And like, I'm impressed directorially by everything, just in terms of a storyline for me to like latch onto. I don't really care too much about NoHo Hank and Cristobal trying to restart their criminal enterprise, but then they have to kill Barry because he's talking to the FBI. I don't really care about like Sally trying to make it back into TV and stuff like that. I don't really care for like a journalistic approach to Cousineau trying to get his like story out there. I can understand him trying to like sell like a movie or something to star in and stuff, but like, I don't know, this is just not enough for me to really be like, yeah, I'm hyped for the next 6 episodes yet. And I'm sure I'm going to be proven wrong, but like, there's not a huge hook for me yet.
See, I get that, but I think that's actually kind of what works for me about these two episodes so much. Like, I feel like there's a real palpable dread. Like, how do I say it? It's like, yeah, it's like, this feels like the calm before the storm.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
And I think that really is quite worrying. And, look, I was on my seat, honestly, for
you
most of
were
the
sitting down.
two episodes. I was on the edge of my seat. I was on it. Yeah, I think, it's like I did watch these two episodes back to back.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard for me to separate them too, especially as they are sort of,
Yeah.
quite similar. Like, everyone's sort of going through their own motions, but I like that everyone sort of has their own game at this point. Mostly Jane Cousineau seems to be having like a last effort to have a true amount of fame. Noho Hank, well, he just wants to help his friend Barry, but now he has to kill him, so that sucks. I don't know why Barry, or I think Barry has this whole psychopathic intent of like holding Sally hostage for the rest of his life, and Sally just kind of is falling herself into a victim of both something that is her own action, with her yelling at her former agent, and then something that isn't her fault in that she was unknowingly dating a serial killer.
The thing is like especially with like the NoHo Hank stuff, like what happens to him in season 3, and like he's still going through some PTSD of that, like
Yeah.
you can like with his like nightmare he's having of it. I just feel like him, for the 4th season being in a row, trying to start a happy-go-lucky criminal enterprise, I just want a little bit him to move a little bit forward. Like at this point, like like Sally being like, oh, can you be my agent again? Can I like move forward in the industry? I'm like, I think we just got like, I love Sally confronting Cousineau. That's what I think she should be concerned about. But if we've had this scene of her trying to go back to Hollywood, and I just feel like pick one between those two, and I'm so much more invested in one than the other. Like, if NoHo Hank has to kill Barry, I don't care about the sand, like, I want it to be for, like, a real personal reason that he has to go up against Barry, not just to get his, like, volleyball crime utopia going with the Guatemalans, like, I don't, like, we've done that, and I'm kind of like, I want to see a way forward for this series, which is only has 6 episodes to go, 6 half-an-hour episodes to go. I just anticipated a little bit more of a hook for me to be excited about.
Well, I think it is this thing where it's the inverse of what the rest of the show has been, which is everyone is struggling, and Barry is the only thing keeping most people from absolute chaos. You know what I mean? Like, well, not necessarily, but like, it's like Barry, being a free man, almost kind of was like the anchor of the show in a way. Like,
yeah,
it was the internal tension, but now that has been unleashed, everyone should be happier, but no one besides Jean seems to be, and Jean also doesn't seem to be. You know, the fact he's happy, fact he is happy, and like his insecurity move is like quite concerning. But I don't know. It kind of feels like the fact that now Barry not only is in prison kind of gives him more than he has ever had before in a weird way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. It's late.
Yeah, I guess that is true, but
Yeah.
I guess the NoHo Hank saying that, oh, I need to kill Barry is the hook. I just wish there's a little bit more. Like, personally, NoHo Hank doesn't want to kill Barry. But he has to because he wants to ship sand from Eastern Europe into America. Like, I just feel like if NoHo Hank was going to truly have to want to kill Barry, there has to be something a little bit more than that.
Well, yeah. And as you've said, there's going to be more.
Yeah, there is.
You know,
yeah,
no. Be more.
I'm kind of frustrated that I feel like that these two episodes move, like the first episode I felt in particular moves so quickly, jumping between everyone. Yet I hate to be the guy that saying that I need more plot hook than like, because there is like a lot of great strong character work like everywhere, like everyone's performance, like the writing, like I'm not complaining about anything technically. It's just kind of, I had a bit of an empty feeling after the episodes. I was like, there's something missing here. And I can't even tell you what it is.
Yeah. Well, look, I think, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I think this is sort of just a wait and see. What do they have in store for us?
I don't know what they haven't let's do our Succession thing.
Yeah.
Not Succession thing, but like just do a few predictions.
Yeah.
Do we think Barry is dead by the end of the season?
I think that's the only way. Man, to be honest. What do you think?
I think he's either going to be dead or he is going to be holding Sally hostage in a witness protection.
I could see that, but I can see that. I can see both. To be honest, like I can see him. I can see Sally actually killing him. I don't know.
I was literally about to ask if Barry's going to die. Who do you think is going to kill him?
I think. I don't know. But I feel like it'd most likely be Sally that make the most, like, I guess, predictable sense, but, yeah, it really could be anyone.
Kusano, NoHo Hank.
I don't reckon
father.
Kusano. I don't reckon Kusano will. I reckon Kusano is going to be killed by Barry or NoHo Hank.
What about
or Fuchs?
Janice's dad?
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah. Fuchs is definitely dead.
Yeah,
there's no way Fuchs is making out of this alive in any way whatsoever.
It's been a long time, okay. I feel like there's one more big shift in the series, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder what that is, though.
We'll wait and see.
Like, if you can,
Well, look. I feel like Barry's gonna get out of prison somehow.
Well, he has to.
Um, um,
Imagine this turns into Law and Order. Like
that'd
it
be
just
pretty
becomes
funny.
like a courtroom drama.
I'd love that actually. I'd really love that.
Even if there's only like one courtroom episode and he escapes after, just
Yeah.
yeah. See, this is just me pondering because I'm like, what is there for them to do? And this is why I'm
Yeah.
happy that they're ending it, because I don't want to not have faith in them, but I just don't see them being able to sustain this for much longer. Bill Hader himself said, like, the most difficult thing about writing this series is keeping this fucking guy alive.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like, how long can they keep this up for? Do you think Barry
I don't-
dies like episodes before the series ends?
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
You know, like, look, it's such an open book now. I genuinely feel like I'm like, I'm like Succession, where it's just like, you can go down this road or you can go down this road. It sort of is like that, but it's just like, I can't see how it gets there.
Yeah.
But
um
yeah, like weirdly enough, like you say, you know, there's only 6 episodes left. Like, is that enough time? But I'm also just like, is that too much? Like,
too much.
I don't know.
After
Maybe,
this-
maybe not.
See, that worries me. And I don't want to, not have faith in Bill Hader, because once he's on the other side of this and he hopefully is allowed to start making movies or another series or whatever he wants to do.
Well,
I'll
look,
be
he's
there.
definitely pining to make.
Yeah.
He definitely.
Yeah.
Well, some have accused Bill Hader of having this be his movie directing showreel, which I personally don't agree
It's not
with,
really
but I
like
can
an
also sort of
accusation. It's kind of like
yeah,
he's
Yeah.
proven himself.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say about these 2 episodes. To be honest, I'm
Well, that's
kind
what
of
I
just
mean. I don't really have much to
let-
say
let- let-
because I don't think there's much there. I hate to say that about the show that I love so much. I just don't think there's too much here. Yes.
well, let's hope. Yep, that's the thing. Yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Potato Chips in the Sidewalk. We'll be back in a week or two to discuss the next 2 episodes of Barry, and in the meantime, probably some Succession.
Succession.
Well, definitely some.
Yeah, Succession. I think we're going to be doing 4 and 5 together.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. We'll see you then, friends.